Hey guys, this is Bob. It is so good to be back with you. Well, I want to come here. I know today is Thursday and you guys are saying, Psyche Bob, where's messages from the spirit world? Not to worry, we're going to do that tomorrow on Friday, so bear with us here. Today I want to come to you. Today is a special day. A lot of you may know today is a Wiccan pagan holiday. It's called Lunasa, or the other name is Lammas. The name Lunasa comes from the ancient Celtic god Lu, who was a sun god. And Lu was known as the god of the long arm. He's often shown carrying a spear. Some people say that represents like the long rays of the sun reaching out. So anyways, yeah, today is Lunasa. This is a festival where the ancients used to celebrate the sun lord and the earth goddess marrying. You know, there's always been in the pagan tradition a belief that the sky father and the earth mother are connected, and today celebrates that connection. In the ancient cultures, when it was a very agrarian society, this was one of the, what they call the first harvests. You know, they had different harvests. So this would have been one of the festival days to celebrate some of the first fruits of the harvest, and people would begin things like doing canning and, you know, preparing stuff for the winter. Because in the ancient days, the cultures knew that, you know, you only had so many days of good seasons, of good weather, and then comes the winter. And, you know, in the old days, if you didn't prepare for the winter, you might starve. Not a good situation. So this is an ancient tradition. Now, in our modern world, we don't really, I don't think most of us, some of you live on farms, though, but probably the majority of us don't really think about that. But I wanted to come here today to say, first of all, happy Lunasa, or the other name is Lammas. And Lammas is an ancient word for bread. This was also a feast of bread. As the grains were harvested, many people started to make bread. And so this was also a feast for celebrating the making of bread. I like that. I think that's a wonderful thing. You know, so whether you celebrate it as a food festival or honoring the Sun Lord, Lammas, Lunasa, it's a wonderful time to think about all that we have been given by Mother Earth and Father Sky. You know, the world right now is in a terrible place. There's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of hunger still. And I believe in our culture, many of us have been very blessed. We've been able to, you know, receive abundantly. You know, I think probably most people here on YouTube are not starving. Let's pray not. But I wanted to think about this holiday in terms of Thanksgiving as well. So many of us have been given so much, and we don't oftentimes think about that, and we're not appreciative. And I think Lunasa and Lammas is a wonderful feast day to think about, you know, those who are less fortunate, and think about those in the world that are still perhaps in, you know, agricultural-based societies where there is struggle. Honoring Lammas, the Feast of Bread, I wanted to propose an idea here at Spirit Channel. We're 4,000 plus strong here, and that means we're a force for good. So I found a charity. I've been doing some research this afternoon on charities, and it came to my mind that, you know, we could all make a donation to help eradicate hunger. What a better way to celebrate a feast day. I found a great charity. It's called the Hunger Project. I'm going to put the links in the box below. I checked them out. There's a charity watch organization that rates different charities. They got an A rating. Now, they're a little different than a lot of food charities because they don't just go distribute food to starving people. They actually go in and help build up a grassroots organization to end poverty and end hunger. So their volunteers go into starving communities and they find out what's creating the starvation, and they address that, and they help people rebuild their society so they themselves can end hunger. Because their view is that just giving food out doesn't stop the original problem that starts hunger. So they're a very fascinating organization. I like their vision, and I hope you guys will consider it. You know, you can give any amount that you want, and when you go to their website, you'll see there's a little box that says Give Now. Go there. If you don't have a credit card, you can also send them a check. I don't know if they do PayPal, but they might. We can check on that. But I think it's a wonderful way to celebrate a feast day. You know, if we're supposed to be celebrating food, we should share that abundance. Because, you know, in the old world, people had festival, whole communities gathered, and everybody ate together. And I like that. So maybe we can't do that because we're all in different parts of the world. But here at Spirit Channel, we can all make an effort to make a donation. So whatever you can do, I'm going to ask you if you would consider making a donation today or this week if you can to the Hunger Project. If you have another charity you like, you're donating to, make a donation to that as well. But I'm suggesting this because it's one that seems to have gotten a good rating. I like their vision, and I think that it's a good idea. So anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. You know, also, just on a side note, for those of you who are celebrating this day, you know, it's very traditional to decorate your altars in the colors of orange and yellow, kind of harvest colors. So, you know, as you're you know, celebrating, you might want to bring some of those colors into your celebrations. You know, maybe make a decoration you could put on your altar. A lot of people, what they do is they get a loaf of bread and they put it on their altar as a sign of Lammas. That's a wonderful thing. You know, and you can also give bread out to the animals. I think you guys know I used to go feed the fish bread and the birds bread. You've seen videos where I do that. And that's a wonderful thing. So share the wealth today and let us find celebration in the union of Father Sky and Mother Earth. Thanks for being here. Listen, keep it here. Tomorrow we'll have messages from the spirit world. Blessings to you all. And thank you for your support for the Hunger Project.